Hi, everyone. Welcome to Spirit Guide Chat. My name is Jake. Welcome back for my returning followers. If you are new, welcome. I do weekly tarot readings on current events, and I'm happy that you're here today. And I hope everyone likes and leaves a comment about any feedback as well as questions you want me to cover in future videos. And hit notification bells because usually I do them on Thursday. So here we go. First thing that's on my mind today is about the whole fiasco going on in Maine with the Platner issue. I know it was my birthday video last month that I did say that he, if he stays in, that he would win. However, that they were going to throw more allegations about women or something along those lines to knock him out. And this is not me in regard. I'm just telling you what Spirit would say. And I did not specifically ask if these allegations were truthful or not. I am a very strong proponent of supporting women and that it should go through a court of law. And, he was an anti-establishment candidate with many, many, many flaws. And I think him suspending his campaign, although he hasn't officially pulled out with paperwork in Maine, you have to fill out paperwork and to officially drop out, and he hasn't done that, which is creating angst with the state party in Maine. He's supposedly going to do that last minute on Monday. I just want to first, before I have the question, I want to get the feel of what is going on in his mind right now. Spirit, what is going on right now with Graham Platner? I kept on getting. Here's the Empress card here coming in here. I just think he feels like he was the next step. He felt like he was going to be the one that helped evolve the party. Okay, so we got the Wheel of Fortune, karmatic turn of events, and the Judgment cards blocking this. This is saying that there's a karmatic turn of events about what's going on with these women, and that he's a lack of awareness. If you watch his video, he does not take responsibility. He actually blames the establishment. There's many opinions out there that, which I kind of agree with, even though I agreed with his policies, that he's a Democratic version of Trump in the sense that he did not take responsibility. He's not taking responsibility for some of his actions in the past, and that's a problem. There's the temperance card coming in. And sometimes this is meaning balance, but this is also meaning that he's had issues with drinking. Not necessarily now. And mind you, I understand that he was a veteran. He's expressed a lot of issues that he's gone through, but I think he's had issues with the problems that are happening now from the past are dealing with his drinking problems. Here's that surprise with the Page of Cups in the recent past. He has been very stressed about this. He worked really hard. He was just taken by surprise about this. Here's the hard work that he's been doing. In the near future, he's going to continue on. He is going to officially drop out in regards to the paperwork, like I said. He's just going to wait to the last minute to do it, and then he's going to plan B. He's going to be making planning and progress on what he wants to do. Here's the Queen of Cups here. He hopes to continue to be somewhat passionate. And here's what's happening with this. There's just causing disagreements and stuff because he's continually fighting with the party because he's still ambitious. He wants to have a say in who they choose, and also he's very heartbroken with the Three of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. And he also feels like this was a hidden agenda with the High Priestess card. So he is going to officially file the paperwork to drop out. He just feels betrayed by the establishment. Okay, so what I want to ask next in regards to Maine is that the leading candidate is Troy Jackson to succeed Platner. He is, or was, excuse me, the former president of the Maine Senate. And he is a progressive. And I believe Platner would support him. So let's see if first, Troy Jackson, will he become Platner's replacement for the U.S. Senate, the Democratic U.S. Senate seat? Will Troy Jackson be chosen by the party? Ooh. Right now, they're still the Two of Swords. They're trying to figure out their options, but let's see what the full picture is. Usually, with cards that jump out for me are things that are currently happening. So again, there's a lot of negativity in regards to how to move forward. They're not looking at what is the chaos around it. It's just blinding people right now. The problem is right now they're trying to create some kind of closure so they can move forward. With the World card, there is some soul searching here. The Hermit card. Right now, if you've watched, there are videos out there of the consultants that work for the Platner campaign. I'm even shocked about how inexperienced that they are speaking in this interview. Now, this interview was prior to any of the allegations against Platner, and there was not vetting going on. And I feel that there's going to, with this Hermit card, there's going to be looking at state party responsibilities as well as the larger party, because nobody invested. They just gave money without even doing research, which obviously there should have been. Here's the new beginnings in the past with Platner out, the party coming together with the Ten of Cups. There's a little bit of apathy with their choices with the Four of Cups coming again, but they are going to come up together and pick a candidate. From the outside, the Four of Swords, they're going to put, this is a time for recuperation after they choose somebody. And there is disappointment still with that. I think what I'm getting in the Five of Cups, there's a disappointment in this person is not going to be as charismatic as Platner. And it's saying, yes, Troy Jackson will be the person. He is going to get also the backing of the donors, which is, and here we are again with the Ten of Pentacles. I think that's going to be the main factor for this main race, is that the donors are going to do the talking, the party donors, and they're going to say, hey, we're going to back this guy for it. So that is who, and that's the biggest thing, probably what I'm feeling. Like, I'm not an expert about this, but my feeling is there's so much money in politics. We're all aware of this, and the money is going to speak. So the candidates that are interested in replacing Platner, they're chasing after the same donors. And the person who is ultimately going to be chosen are the ones that probably got the most influential donors. Not necessarily the most, but the most influential. All right, let's see if it is Troy Jackson's spirit. Will he beat Susan Collins in November? Now, wow, we're getting cards that are jumping today. So we have the Nine of Swords. There's a lot of anxiety in about how Troy Jackson is going to perform, but he's going to make a stand for what he believes in with the Nine of Wands. So that's a good sign. So Nine of Swords sometimes means it's unnecessarily worrying. Maine is a very important seat to win, to flip. For the Democrats, for the Senate. And this has came up a lot, even in my personal practices. Even though I only do weekly videos, I practice every day talking to spirit. So if you're doing it at home too, or doing it with the video here, uh, you know, I try to talk with spirit every day. Create a moment, you know. So my point was, let's come back, Jay. Queen of Pentacles kept on popping up for Democrats, any Democrats' races, because they're really going to be talking about the bread and butter issues that they've noticed with the DSA. Candidates have been successful, and it's partially what's helping steering this steering the Democrat messaging. I think where Democrats feel very lost, the DSA candidates, and what I mean is the Democrat Socialist Association candidates are really helping the Democrats create a better messaging out there, what voters are wanting. Okay, so will Troy Jackson win against Susan Collins in November? Okay. Here's that soul searching with the Hermit card coming in. We have the Five of Cups on the side. So they're moving on from Platner and moving on to something else. He has a lot of strength behind him. I think in the recent polls, they showed that he is polling very well against Susan Collins. The hidden agendas in the past. This is where I said that, not necessarily that I'm saying that the women are not being truthful. I feel like this was being pushed out by the establishment to get rid of him too. Here's the rebirth with the Judgment card here. This is with the Four of Swords in the near future. I think he's going to take some time too to make sure he gets his messaging out, because taking some time, because here we go there's going to be residual fighting within the Democratic Party for a little while there. But he is going from the outside environment, the Ten of Pentacles. He is going to get donations. Here's the King of Cups in the hopes and fears, someone to be more emotionally balanced. And this is a wonderful card to end with, the Star card. This is a very big yes in regards to that he's going to beat Susan Collins. And this is going to be the Two of Wands. It's just reiterating that this is going to be hopeful. And this can also mean social media, that he's going to do well on there too to bring his messaging. So, another thing that's been dominating the news cycle, besides the orange one, is Mitch McConnell. Now, I did this last week about his health condition, and I said that he was most likely on a machine, which the rumor mill has been that he is on a machine, on some kind of life support. Governor Andy Beshear of New York, of Kentucky, has written a formal letter from his office to verify the health status of Senator McConnell. There is rumors that I did mention last week that he was going to appoint someone, but I want to see. There's rumors that he may end up calling a special election if he does not receive an update on his letter. So let's see. And they have till August. I don't know if I wrote it down. I believe it's August 3rd to hold a special election. So let's take a look at a couple things with this Kentucky Senate seat. First, if Governor Beshear will call a special election. Based on that, we'll have some follow-up questions, all right? All right. He wants to take this action with the Magician card. The Knight of Pentacles is crossing this. Because right now he feels stuck. He doesn't know what else to do. So But there is a lot of strength on the foundation for the governor. There was a lot of disagreements and intention around this amongst, I would say, his administration. Here's the world card over this, the beginning and ending of a cycle. I think this is very good. I think he is going to propose this with the Ace of Cups. He's very much a natural leader. I feel like the King of Wands, this is Governor Bashir. Mind you, he's been elected twice in a red state, so and he's a Democrat, if you didn't know that. But it's going to take a lot of hard work with the Ten of Wands. Things are coming out with the hopes and fears. It's the Moon card, things coming out from underneath the surface. And here's the Nine of Pentacles. I think he is going to. And the Hermit card to shine some light and truth in regards to what's going on. Because that means the McConnell team will have to, if they sue him, they have to prove in court evidence that he's still alive, so. Okay. If there is, Spirit, a special election in Kentucky, will a Democrat win the seat of McConnell? And this Democrat would only serve out till January if he or she wins. I think that let me do the cards and then I'll say what I think. Let's see. Will Kentucky have a special election? Okay, so there is what we ended with. This popped up again to start with the King of Pentacles. So there is money behind this special election. The Four of Wands is crossing this. This is very much there's going to be a mixed response about this in the state, about him doing this. But overall, there's going to be support with the Sun card. People want the elimination, the voters. In the past, you had the Lovers card. I think his wife's going to get involved if he does do this. You'll probably hear from Elaine Childs. That's his wife's name. She was a former cabinet member of Trump's administration, and I believe George W. Bush, too. Page of Swords over this, new ideas, new ways of communicating. In the near future, there's going to be some heartbrokenness. Let's see what it is. And negative thoughts. I'm wondering if there is going to be information that he's no longer with us. This is Way of Spirit, because he did have a heart attack. We do know that. The Knight of Cups is coming in here. Someone with the Knight of Shining Armor. Making the decisions here. And Ace of Swords. So yeah, it seems like if there is a special election, here's the Wheel of Fortune here, and clarifying at the bottom. So if they do end up doing a special election, a Democrat will win. What I was going to say before I threw in my cards was I believe that whoever's going to run is not going to be one of the candidates running for, at least for the Democrats, for November. Because there is... McConnell is not, I'm saying was, because, my thing is he's not really in this world, but he wasn't planning to run in this election cycle because his seat was up for election. But I think this news about these lies are definitely going to affect the special election. But let's see, because it was leaning towards Republican for November, but let's see with these change in events if this is going to affect the election. I think Charles Booker is the name of the no relation to Senator Cory Booker, but is the one that's running in Kentucky. Will a Democrat win in November in the general election? Will a Democrat win the U.S. Senate seat in Kentucky November? Here's the Wheel of Fortune. So this is in the present position. So things are already turning for the good for the Democrat candidate. The Six of Wands is crossing this. There's still lack of confidence. They don't want to be overconfident in regards to what's going on. But Page of Wands, there are some younger people that are supporting this candidate. Page of Cups is what we have in the recent past, the news about McConnell. Here's the Sun card. This is already showing strong indicators. Knight of Pentacles, there's going to be somebody hard work, showing hard work, and also, again, focusing on the financial aspects. But there's a lot of choices in here. They still are doubtful. What I'm feeling is that that they can win. There's the Hangman. I think there's going to be if they do have a special election, and or if McConnell passes, there's going to be a change in messaging. The Hangman sometimes can mean delays, but I feel like in this case, we're talking about that the Democrat candidate is going to change his message. The Emperor cards in hopes and fears. This is if Trump's little hands are getting in here, but it shows the celebration. I think women are going to get behind this candidate in Kentucky. And it's not, and this is something that they've worked very hard on with the Eight of Pentacles. This is not unheard of. Again, the governor there is a Democrat, so a very much possibility that they may come back up and support a Democrat in November. Which would be awesome, right? I mean, the whole thing that they did will backfire, which, if we've noticed, there has been a shift with a lot of things that are happening with the GOP that have been backfiring, that they're trying to do. Because the veil is lifting, in regards to a lot of the lies and deceptions that they've been doing. Okay, let's stay in the South. This time, I don't know if anybody watches Midas Touch interviews, but Martha Blackburn, the senator in Tennessee, is running for governor. They haven't had their primary yet. It's in August. And she is the leading candidate. She most likely will be I almost said governor, which could be true, Republican nominee. She's refusing to have public forums. And she's not the only person running in that race. But it looks really bad. Looks really bad, especially it's so out of touch. And Tennessee is a very red state. I mean, very red state. I love Tennessee. I go there every year, but for vacation. But I just think that I just get a weird feeling about her every time I hear her speak. So let's just look in general. What is Senator Martha Blackburn's future? What is going to happen to her in the near future? Martha Blackburn. Five Wands. There's a lot of this fighting within the Republican Party in Tennessee. The Two of Pentacles is on his side. She does not have balance going on right now. So right now, a lot of infighting. This could even mean within her own campaign. There's going to be some kind of breakthrough with the Ace of Swords coming in and the foundation. And I'm wondering if something's about to come out, because this might be a reason why the public forum is not happening. In the past, the Knight of Pentacles, I think she thought she was going to be an easy win. Yeah, there's going to be something coming out with the Page of Swords coming out. There's a lot of swords on the crowning this reading and on the foundation. So I'm wondering if she's worried about something coming out, and especially in these forums. This is her. I think in the primaries, very much Five of Swords. She knows she's going to sweep the competition. She's winning at all costs. She's the bully. Even though that she's disconnected with the Four of Cups, which is not surprising. She's holding something from the Four of Pentacles, something that she's involved with. Entertainment purposes only. Ace of Cups is that this is hopefully she's hoping for a new thing. Here's the devil card. I'm telling you, there's something that she's involved. The Tower card on the fan. There is going to be something that's going to come out about her, that she's going to be connected with something. I don't know what, but I get that this is going to happen. So she might become governor, very much so, in Tennessee, but I feel like there's going to be some scandal that comes out that involves her. There is a Tower moment coming. And the Tower card means there's an inevitable change. It might come before November, so it might flip things for Tennessee, which would be a shocker. A shocker to hear something like that from Tennessee. I don't even know when the last time they had a Democrat. Probably when they used to have Dixiecrats down in the South, right? Probably in the 60s or something. But we shall see. I want to move to one international thing, and then what were we at time? Okay. Will from NATO? Will the U.S. try to gain more control of Greenland, because there was talks that this was something, of course, that the Orange One wanted to talk about again. Waste people's time. Oh. The energy that I've always gotten from NATO is just like, they don't want anything to do with him. I mean, we don't want anything to do with it. Let's see if will the U.S. try to gain more control. This is meaning spirit land, either land, financially, with their resources, or both. Greenland. I feel like this is truthfully what happened with the Knight of Pentacles. There was some kind of proposal. Eight of Wands is on the side. There's going to be delays on that. Here's the King of Wands at the foundation of the reading. And the King of Wands is, I feel like, I don't know if Vance was there. That's what I told Spirit, that the King of Wands is coming in. Here's the Four of Pentacles on the in the recent past. There's going to be some kind of surprise with the Page of Cups. This is the Nine of Wands. I feel like Greenland is not going to go for this, because this is what the U.S. really wants, is the Ten of Pentacles. Here we go again. They want something, whether it's resources or money. Temperance is in the hopes and fears. No. Ten of Swords. There's going to be utter downfall on this. Yeah. I feel like, why have the King of Wands that I say is Vance? I wonder if somebody in the delegation is contacting Vance. Because these leaders in NATO, and not just NATO, even internationally, I think a lot of people know that there's something not right with, well, we all know something's not right with Orange One. But I mean, his health is not there. And I think that they tried to reach out to somebody else in this administration, probably Vance or Rubio. Okay. Before the general reading, I want to read on AOC. There was an interview recently where someone asked if something about that Vance, speaking about Vance, that he said that I hope that AOC is the Democratic nominee, or he thinks that she will in 2028. And her response was, after a little smirk, that she said that she hopes he's the Republican nominee, which kind of grew rumors that she really is planning to run in 2028, which would be exciting to see her on that platform. So let's take a look. Will she run AOC, Spirit, in... Oops, that's too many. I'm sorry. Will she run in 2028 AOC for president? And then I have some follow-ups. Will AOC run for president? Okay. We're starting out with the Five of Cups. I feel like right now she's been very disappointed with how things are going. That there's 2 cups. Remember, with this minor death card, that there's 2 cups remaining. So there's always still hope. We have the Wheel of Fortune on its side. She is fighting resistance to progressives like her. She's really focusing on the bread and butter issues. Again, what I said about the DSA agenda with the 6 of Pentacles. She's very content in the recent past with the 9 of Cups. She is currently making a decision with the 2 of Swords. I think she is going to. Once the midterms are done, I think she's going to make headway in regards to planning to make a run. Here's the sudden change that happens. And this could be what's going to happen about Trump. I don't think it's something that's happening with her personally, because here we go. From the outside, the World card. So I think this is the whatever's going to happen, the ending and beginning of the cycle, whether it's the orange ring or not, this is going to make a difference in her campaign. She in the fear that she must walk away with the 8 of Cups, but it says yes, there are going to be people which I feel that she's already talking to, and there's going to be an announcement. So this is in the distant future. I think there's going to be clues soon enough. Now some follow-up questions. So that's good. I'm okay with having multiple candidates on both sides. We should have diversity. We shouldn't be stuck with a couple people. Let people have choices, right? We need choices. Okay, if she does run in 2028, how will AOC do? How will AOC do in her presidential run if she runs in 2028? Okay. Here's the Knight of Pentacles here. Again, she's going to be giving proposals, working hard, telling people that she's the one that can bring financial support. Here's the Page of Pentacles on the side. I think she is... one of the things, she is very inexperienced on this platform, going from congresswoman to running for president. That's a big jump. I think she's going to make some misfalls, and here's some disagreements with the 5 of Swords. I think she's going to make some missteps. Here's the 5 of Cups in the past. Yeah, there's 8 of Swords. These aren't really that great of cards. Here we go, the 5 of Wands and the 10 of Wands. She's going to realize it's going to be a harder journey when she's doing this. The 7 of Pentacles, she's going to have a hard time fundraising. In the Empress card, there might be Russian influence on this. And then there's going to be a 9 of Cups. She's going to be content with what she's doing, but I feel like that she is... it's going to be very hard. So what I'm thinking about is that she will maybe have some wins under her belt, or a win, but I feel like she's going to most likely not make it to the end, because I want us to see this next question will determine this. I believe, which a lot of candidates, this has happened before, presidential candidates on both parties, where they run and then they decide before the deadline in their state to run for a different office, which I feel like that's what she's going to do. She's going to make a run for the presidency, and if she doesn't do well, she's going to run for the Senate, which in 2028, that's Schumer's seat. Okay. So will AOC run for Senate in 2028? Will AOC run for Senate 2028? Okay. 9 of Cups. I think she, because of the rough primary. I'm putting this in front of my face. Sorry, but 5 of Wands. She wants to get out of the race. It's just too much, and she's going to have stronger support with the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, she's going to walk away with the 8 of Cups from the presidential race. The Lover's card is here. There's somebody that she's involved with, maybe, that is going to help her. The 9 of Pentacles. She's going to be. Here's the Star card. I think she's going to make a huge impact when she leaves the presidential race. Here's the Ace of Wands. Women definitely will be around her with the Three of Cups, and yeah, with the Two of Wands. And she is, and here's the Ten of Pentacles. So she's going to do really, really well once she leaves. But sometimes people need to go through these trials and errors in order to do that. Also, she's going to have a much larger platform when she runs for president that may benefit her for the Senate race, and that's probably strategically what she wanted to do. Last question: will she win against? Will she be the next senator? Will she win if she runs for Senate? Will she become the next senator of New York? If she runs, AOC runs in 2028. Will she be the next U.S. senator from New York? Again, donors. Also, this can be representing the agenda of the financial bread and butter issues. The one card, Ace of Wands, is on his side. There is going to be a little bit of delay. I feel like this is donations at first. Here's the sudden change. The foundation. This is probably her leaving the race, the presidential race. Excuse me. The Four of Wands. Page of Swords. She's a youthful, more idea. She has new ideas to bring forth. She has to watch out for the devil with the corporate Dems as well as Republicans. Four of Cups. She may feel a little bit disconnected when she runs into this. Here's the government right here with the Hierophant card. People wanting more balance. And yes, the Three of Cups. She will be successful. Again, a lot of women are going to be supporting her candidacy. All right. All right. Cool. Right? That would be an interesting race to watch. So, we'll drop out. Okay. For the general reading, this is a new Oracle set that I have not done. It's fairly new. It's called Tell Me You Love Me Oracle. And I like this one. It's very arty. Very arty. You can see. And I love the gold foil treatment that we have here. So if you're new here, when I do a general reading for us all with the Oracle cards, I usually do 3 cards at a time until I feel Spirit is done with the message. So, Spirit, what message do you have for the collective? What message do we have for the collective? Again, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button as well as the notification. Leave any comments about what kind of questions you may want me to answer in a future reading, as well as hyping this video. I appreciate it because I want to continue to grow this white light worker community, right? White light as in love and light from the one source, one force. I'm sorry, today is the end of the day. That's what I'm eating. All right. So this saying, meet, date, encounter. Again, this is about love. In this respect, in a general respect, is making sure we're taking care of ourselves, making sure we look good, feel good, kind of thing. Whatever, wear something that makes you feel good. Do something, fix your hair with something different or something like that. Put on perfume or cologne if you want to. Something that's going to make you feel good, right? Making sure continue on making sure we take care of ourselves. Eat foods that will benefit us. And also that you enjoy. This is somebody, I haven't said this in a video, but I've lost over 100 pounds and maintained weight loss for several years now. And I used to be like over 300 pounds. One thing about eating foods that help you to be healthy is also eating foods that fuel you, that you enjoy, okay? Remember, healthy foods don't have to be foods that you hate and you're just doing it for the sake of health. Find things that you find enjoyable. passion, desire, sexuality. Making sure we're careful not to be too lustful about things or too wishful thinking about things that we shouldn't be. We should be focusing on self-care and things that will uplift us, okay? Because jealousy and things like that and can burn you in the end, right? Corresponded message letter. Listen to messages that you may receive from the outside world that might be helpful, that might be through those individuals, might be spirit telling you, or even in your dreams. Make sure you have a journal nearby your bedside to record your dreams. That's always a helpful tip. Letting go of what's not serving you. That's not the first time. In preparing for the future. Whether that's stocking up your essentials or even remembering what the turbulence that we're going through is things that's preparing us for what's yet to come. Benevolence, respect, and loyalty. And this is talking about ourselves to self-respect. Again, going along that theme of self-love and keeping us in check. Justice, law, and protection. And this is an interesting message. It says, a small amount of justice is better than a great deal of injustice. So, setting expectations for when to change as things are moving along. Even we're seeing it right now where the courts are not backing the orange one as much as they used to. And remembering it may not be necessarily what we want in a decision. And this is just an example. Even this can be even with a more personal thing that's going on in your life. A step in the right direction is better than not getting anything at all in regards to justice, okay? And that doesn't mean also that we can't continue to work forward for better things yet to come. Marriage agreement officialization. Long live love and those who love life. Remember to think about the positives in life and being grateful for the things that come in that uplift you and that are positive. Effort, fatigue, lassitude. Give your all for all out victory. Don't give up, right? Keep on pushing forward. We can do hard things. We've gone through hard things and we can continue. This won't be the last hard thing in life. Life is about hard things too. It's not, so even though we may be exhausted, change is about to happen. Help, support, and grounding. Remember, go outside, don't stay indoors. Try to disconnect with media, but continue to watch my videos. But, get outside, try to, I know sometimes it may be super hot in the summer, at least here in the Midwest it has been with the humidity, but in the evenings or early mornings, try to be outside and be around people that support you, party friends, and even family. And even the family can be animals that's showing on here, okay? So that's a great message that Spirit is giving us. And with that, I think that's a good ending. I know I went a little bit longer, but I think a lot of things we covered were important. So again, please like and subscribe, leave a comment. Until next week, see you all. Bye-bye.